Oh, what do I think? I think I'm glad it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Gosh, this month of August has just flown by, hasn't it? But anyways, we're here today. We got a lot to talk about. As I was talking in the pre-show, I mentioned the fact that John Bolton's home has been is being raided as we speak right now. What was it? A little after 7 o'clock this morning on a Friday morning, John Bolton's house is being, and of course, he was the security advisor for Trump under his first term and has been highly critical. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying here, but I'm just putting it out there. It's rather an intriguing, now I've got a new favorite word, thanks to one of our listeners here, intriguing situation, which we're going to have to monitor and see what all the talking heads talk about. I'm not talking about it because I'm not a talking head. Sometimes I do feel like a bobblehead. If you go back and you watch the videos and you see my head just kind of bobbing around, talking, doing my thing, yes, that's what I feel like some days, a bobblehead. Anyways, I want to lead off with, because this story has gotten a huge amount of interest, and it's hard for me to figure out, as a Southern saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what Southern Cracker Barrel has decided to do. They want to change their image. I mean, I can see it. You go in there, it's just warm, it's comfortable. You can go in there and find cool old stuff that you can walk around and say, oh, I remember this. Or you're going to say, what the heck is this? I don't know what this is. But they changed their logo and did away with the barrel on Cracker Barrel. It's very vanilla, as my brother that had Down syndrome would say. Vanilla. The change, they unveiled this new simplified logo. Why? They had something that was identifiable everywhere in the country. Even kids, Cracker Barrel, and there are certain things that everybody likes at Cracker Barrels. And when they took certain things off the menu, I know when Jeff and I used to go all the time, we used to go, why? Why'd you take that off? That was great. Yes, okay. Anyways, they're dropping the drawing of the man on barrel, removing the old country store, saying it's part of a wider refresh of stores and menus under the All the More campaign. They're saying they're trying to make it modernize and work better across digital formats. I don't care. If you've got a good program, why would you change it? Why would you change it, right? If you've got something that works, why change it? This is the question that I would have for you. Does it make any sense to change it? No, I don't think it actually does. So, I'm sad from the standpoint of that they are changing that, but time moves on and that's what they're doing. So I guess that's what is happening. So sorry to hear it. Anyways, what do you think about it? They say that they're going to be taking out even some of the farm equipment, the old pictures, the return to yesterday. They're going to be taking this out. Why? You have something that works. And do you know they actually had buyers? This stuff was actually old. It wasn't recreated. They actually had buyers that would go out and find this stuff across the country. And it was a huge thing when they built one or they refitted one. Sometimes they'd even change some of the old items and put different items in. But the reaction has not been good, and so they say that this is, the company says values haven't changed and points to the update as the brand's 5th logo evolution. I didn't know they'd had 5 evolutions, but I still think this is a mistake. Now, a lot of people were commenting about the food, just for the record. Particularly online, I saw a lot of comments about Cracker Barrel's food not being as good. And I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up because I think that it is it is iconic, and they stood out in what they were doing because nobody had that image. I mean, maybe some mom and pop stores, but they had that market cornered as far as doing something. It's just kind of like, and so many other restaurants are going so generic. And is that because our younger generation values just clean, simple lines, and they don't like the clutter? I thought about that yesterday, particularly when I had somebody that I was working with, a young person, giving me some advice in my studio one day. And she looked around at my desk, and my desk is rather messy. I've got all this information, all this stuff, stories and everything, so I can pull in a minute. And she goes, you know, if you're going to do Facebook Live, you might want to get rid of that stuff. I was like, what? She goes, yes, young people don't like to, or, you know, whatever generation doesn't like to see all this clutter on your office. I just wondered what, I just wondered if that's part of it, is they think that they're trying to go after another market. But can you go after another market when the core of your market is based on good memories? I remember many young people who would go away to college and come home, and where did they want to get together? They wanted to get together at Cracker Barrel. You know, having a breakfast there, having a good Southern breakfast is just the iconic part of it. So I don't exactly understand. Why they don't embrace it rather than move away from it. But there you go. That's what they're going to do. I don't know. Their store has always been a huge part of why they have been a success. So I wonder, I haven't really seen anything to say this, but it says the company began revamping up this overhaul last year by swapping out older, more antique-filled designs with lighter paint and modern furniture. I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a long time. Are they changing that out too? Oh my goodness. That is a shame. They operate nearly 660 locations across the United States. Do you know, I remember, and I don't remember what year our Cracker Barrel came, but it was the first Cracker Barrel that was not on an interstate. And that was quite a feat. I mean, I know, 2010, 11, I don't know, somewhere in there, but that was quite a feat right there. So I really think it's a shame. I understand it, but I really think it's a shame. What do you think? 864-229-7984. That's 864-229-7984. Let me know. Have you been to Cracker Barrel lately? Do you like it, not like it? Is it not as good as it used to be? If not, maybe they need some help from the from the G. Frank Russell career culinary school over there. All right, let's see. I've got some messages coming in that'll give me the information that I need to be able to succeed here. So the Greenwood Cracker Barrel opened in 2001. Okay, and anything else here from Chris this morning? I didn't know Chris. Good morning, Chris. Glad you're tuned in. And one of my other texters says, sometimes when you change the novelty of something, it can really mess things up. Not all improvements are progress. That is so true. And that is why, you know, when I think sometimes kids and everything miss out on the experience. Not all improvements are progress. Myrtle Beach did away with the pavilion in the name of progress. Bad mistake. Yeah, I agree. That would be something to. Not all progress is progress. And that's part of the problem with our whole country, isn't it? Now we could get into the discussion of the country, but we won't. We'll move on. Anyways, Cracker Barrel out there is a mess. And I would like, though, has anybody seen any anything about the food. I keep seeing where they've done a new menu or have got new favorites. Jeff used to love their corned beef and cabbage always around St. Patty's Day. And we used to have to go there, and they'd only have it for, 2 or 3, a short period. But he just loved that possibility and not having to make it at home. I agreed. I concurred. So I hate the fact that things that people see as value that sometimes our corporate businesses don't see value. Well, let's see. Somebody said they were in there a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if I can get that message back up. They were in there a couple of weeks ago, and what? I'll be glad when I get my new telephone line going. We were in there a couple of weeks ago. The atmosphere was still the same as far as the decor. The food was good. Oh, the food was good, but I don't know. But the portion was very small. Okay, the portion was very small. I was listening on the news this morning. They were talking about how people like to buy kids' meals, and how many times do you go to a restaurant and they tell you, only for under 12 or this type of thing. And how all these people that are on Ozempic, all these type of weight loss drugs, they actually can't eat the portions, and that's why a lot of them want the kids' portions. All right, we got another duck on the pond. One of our texters. They always have great bacon, and the store has great stuff. I know, but is that going to change? That is my question. Is that are they going to go away with some of their core things by changing the logo, by getting rid of some of the antique things? And how are they going to get rid of them? They're going to have a big sale, or are they going to take them to a warehouse and see if it doesn't work and then bring them back? That's my question. Let's see. Chris is talking about one of his friends should be the CEO of Cracker Barrel, the way she goes there too much. I call it her version of Chuck E. Cheese. All right. Well, anyways, Cracker Barrel, eating and food and Cracker Barrel, that's what we are interested in. Since this is the beginning of the branding, I wonder where it'll go. But let's move on, and we're going to talk about some other things here today. It's Friday. President Trump out there yesterday evening with those in Washington, D.C. I think he's getting a little carried away. Not that I'm against Trump. Don't take that wrong. But now he's going to be talking about having golf course grass in all the parks and everything. I mean, what are we doing here? That's my question. I mean, I'm for good grass. If they've got some bald spaces or something, fill those in. But, this does not have to be golf course grass. He really is, I think it is terrific what he's doing. But it is a city. People do live there. People do come and go. And can you really... Should we really be worrying about whether the grass is golf course grass? Now, I do believe the man knows a lot about grass, and maybe he could improve it some, but I really don't think we need to go to the golf course grass quality. So, FYI, I just thought I would say that. I think he has gotten a little bit away from what the important thing is here. Clean up the city, I remember a story where they were talking about somebody tearing flowers out of a flower bed and this type of thing. Replant, give it a good image, but I don't think we need to spend the money on having... Pretty soon you'll see greenskeepers running around in Washington, D.C., and they'll be running around with little scissors just cutting it just so. Probably, I just thought of this, probably Trump wants to have putting greens on the parks there so that he can go out at a moment's notice and just go practice. I'm surprised. Is there a putting green is there a putting green at the White House? I'm surprised one hasn't been put in if there isn't. I do not know. Does anybody know that? Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's another story. I do think what he's doing in Washington, D.C., I think the fact that the people are going back out, the messaging seems to be that people are really excited about it. The fact that some people hadn't been out in 3 or 4 years is kind of frightening from that standpoint. But the very fact that it is being cleaned up and cleaned up quickly. Now, how do you do it on the long-term basis? That would be my question. But for the initial vision that they have put forth here, it is tremendous. So I hope they are continue, and I hope they can bring our capital back to something to be proud of, back where people want to go there. But I think he's going a little too far when he talks about doing golf course grass in the parks. I think that might be a step too far. And we've got to save money here, President Trump, regardless. Unless you got somebody else in your back pocket who's going to pay for all the grass upkeep. But here's the thing. You want it to be able to be upkept, not to be having to constantly spend hours and hours on this. Although maybe he's looking for employment jobs for people. Are you a homeless person? Can you handle these scissors? We want you out there cutting the grass. I jest. But anyways, that I think is a stretch too far. All right. So we are here with Friday morning. What else do we have here to talk about? Okay. That sounds great. Just got an invitation to lunch. Life is good. All right. What else is going on here? I'm really amazed at what is. Oh, I know the story I'm going to talk about here this morning. Has anybody experienced this? And you don't have to put your name to this, but has anybody experienced this? I had an article here. I guess I should tell you this one since I'm scrolling down here. First off, then I got to tell you about this sex article I read. No, not really sex, but it has to do with sex. Okay. The TSA has officially banned 3 new items from checked bags. Somebody just texted me, don't tell us about that, tell us about the sex, Ann. Okay. All right. Anyways, TSA has officially banned 3 new items from checked bags. The Transportation Safety Administration did travelers around the country a massive favor by getting rid of the rule requiring the removal of shoes. But new guidelines, you always know there's something coming, don't you? But new guidelines may have flyers rethinking what they place in checked luggage. The much maligned 3.4-ounce liquid limit is still in effect. You know, I don't know about you, but you buy something, you're getting ready to pack, you throw it in your suitcase, and then the TSA, you know you're short on time, and all of a sudden that bag, they're pulling it out and saying, whose bag? Over here, now. And you walk over there, yes, sir, and they start ruffling through your bag. Then they find it, the conditioner that you just spent money on or something, and you were really proud, and you thought, oh, I'll take this will be great. And they go, you can't put that in there. That's more than 3.4 ounces, so you toss it away. All right, on Wednesday, the TSA revealed 3 new items have been banned from checked bags, and they're common enough you may mistakenly forget to put them in your carry-on. What items are they? Is focusing on cordless hair devices, as they say they may contain gas cartridges and butane. You know, I don't know what this device is there. I don't have one, but can you imagine having a hair device, something you blow dry, a curling iron, etc., with an item that may contain gas cartridges and butane next to your hair? I mean, just say it. But anyways, they're harmful materials that aren't allowed on flights. Cordless curling irons or flat irons containing gas cartridges, butane-fueled curling irons or flat irons, and gas refills, spare cartridges for curling irons or flat irons are all banned, effective immediately. If traveler's luggage contains the banned items, it will be thrown away. But it says, it doesn't mean you don't have to go without your favorite cordless hair item, because they say you'll be able to keep the devices in their carry-on bags, provided they're covered to prevent activation during the flight. So there you go. If you have any of those items, you need to make sure you put them in your carry-on luggage. You know, actually, I've never understood that. Why is it, just saying, why is it okay to have it in your carry-on luggage, but not in the luggage, the checked luggage? That I don't understand. Someday I need to find that out, because that just doesn't seem to make much sense to me. So, that's 3 items there. Now, let me go back and see if I can find this article. Let's see, here it is, right? Come on up here, Ann. Oh, where is it? It's a me article. It's a me article. I had so much mail. Oh, well, here you go. This one. How about the New York court throwing out the $527 million fine that Letitia James had gotten the court to impose on Trump? How about that? That was huge yesterday, wasn't it? Big deal. Still haven't done away with it totally, but they did say that the fine was excessive. All right, so now I'm up to my next article that I wanted to make sure that I got to talk about today. All right, here you go. Get ready. Gen Zs are coming out as gray sexual. Here's what that means. Have you heard this term? This is why I wanted to bring this to you. First came demisexual, the cuposexual, now the gray sexual. These other 2 terms I haven't heard of either. I must be really out of the loop. Anyways, and they said that this group did not reinvent it. It's a real term, and more people, especially Gen Z, are using it to describe the blurry space between feeling nothing and feeling something. Any comment? Gray sexuality exists in the space between asexuality and allosexuality, which refers to regular sexual attraction. Some people who identify this way only feel attraction under very specific circumstances. Others say their desire flickers in and out, showing up occasionally, then disappearing for months. I find this fascinating. I do. The gray sexuality, now more than 8,000 members strong, it's a subreddit group, has become a digital confessional for people finally putting words to what they've been feeling or not feeling for years. One user wrote, "I thought I was just broken or a late bloomer. Crushes were rare. Sex felt like an obligation. It wasn't till I found this community that I realized, oh, this has a name." So, I'm just saying, if you don't know where you fall, you now have a new category to fall into. Gray sexuality. And Gen Zs are coming out as gray sexual. Who cares about this stuff? Well, I do, because it's a good story. It's one guy described it as described it to Cosmopolitan UK as kind of a sexual hibernation. "I can go months without any desire," he said. "Then one day I wake up and it's back." Some gray sexual people said they felt pressure to perform interest they didn't feel, especially in relationships where sex was seen as proof of love. "I've explained it to guys I've dated," this one person said. "The reaction is always the same. No regular sex means no love." That gap in expectations is what draws so many to gray sexuality. It puts language to a feeling that's been hard to name. So, the article goes on. It says, gray sexuality isn't new. The term first appeared on the Asexual Visibility and Education Network. I've never heard of this. The AVEN in 2006. Still, it's only recently started surfacing in mainstream conversations thanks to TikTok, YouTube confessions, and Reddit threads full of relief. Some people still roll their eyes at the terminology. Notice my eyes. Others feel like they've finally found the world that lets them feel like they're not broken. In the end, self-definition doesn't need to be neat or consistent. It just needs to make sense to the person living in it. So, what do you think about that? How's that for a story this morning? Does this kind of blow your mind? Have you heard about gray sexuality? Is it something that fits with you? Do you sometimes have it and sometimes you don't? Well, you heard about it right here. And now you can just say I'm a gray sexual. So you might do it for me. You might not, I guess. Anyways, I think that should be a conversation point for this weekend. I also had a story about ChatGPT, and version 5 is just not as, doesn't have that loving feeling like version 4 did. Truthfully, I guess I must not be in that deep a relationship with ChatGPT because I haven't noticed it. I thank you for giving me the information. It tells me what a great radio broadcaster I am. But other than that, that's about the depth of our relationship. So anyways, those are a few of the things that I had that just kind of fun because it is Friday. It's Friday, and that's right, it is Friday. So let's talk about a few of the things coming up that I want to make sure that you know about. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock over there at the Greenwood Performing Arts Theater over at Greenwood High School is the program for the Hall of Heroes, and this is where 29 heroes will be inducted into the Hall of Heroes. Program will last about a little over an hour. It is a program that is free. It is a program that welcomes children. It is a time to come and give thanks for those veterans who served our country that you may not even know that they did amazing things. It's filled with patriotism. It's filled with a love for those who have protected and kept us straight. There will be after the ceremony, there will be a meet and greet where you can talk to the veterans. There'll be two World War II veterans there that are being inducted into it now, and they get a certificate from the State House here in South Carolina. They get honored by their name and what they did when they were in the military, and they get to walk or ride, or in some cases where some of the people are no longer with it, their families walk across the stage and are congratulated by our dignitaries. On a Saturday afternoon, to take an hour out of your time is not too much to ask for those that have done amazing things for us. I hope to see you there, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the Greenwood Performing Arts Theater building over there on District 50, Greenwood High School. Please be there. That's at 2 o'clock. At 5 o'clock is the Music for Ministry, and I think it's the 11th one. This is going to be huge, So I hope if you haven't got your tickets are $30, and you can go ahead and get those at Eventbrite. Or you can call Greater Greenwood United Ministry and find out about the tickets. But I would go ahead and go online right now if you want to go. Maybe tickets are available at the door. I am not sure, but you can call Greater Greenwood United Ministry. I don't have their number right here, but you can call them and find out about that. But this is a great evening of, isn't it great? We're doing the Veterans Hall of Heroes at 2 o'clock, which is patriotism. And then at 5 o'clock, they're having a great event with all these different churches and groups that will be singing, and the silent auction is out of this world. They've got a live auction, which is part of it. They've got great food. Fat Daddy's is cooking the food. And we found out yesterday that the G. Frank Russell Culinary School with Chef Jay Hancock are providing the desserts. And he told us about them. He said it was great because all they had to do was deliver them. He said, but I do want to tell you, he said, one of the great things about doing a live event is that it makes people realize there is a deadline to getting the food out onto the floor. So he loves doing those too. All right, so those are two big events that are going on. There are some other things that I'd love to share with you here this morning. So what else do we have? Well, let's not mess with that one right there. And let's go over here. And we're going to go right here. There is looks like a cool event. I'm not sure I understand it, but there is a cool event that is going on where have I got it right here? It's over in Abbeville, and they are, well, let's try over here. Maybe I need to go to this one over here. They're going to have animals and food and what was that one? What was that one? Let's see if I can find that. Anyways, there's a lot of cool events going on this weekend. I hope you're going to get out and see them all and make sure that you are participating in everything going on. Tomorrow morning we'll be live right here on WCRS with what? Well, we'll be doing Trash to Treasures along a country road. So make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun yesterday talking to Chef Jay Hancock there. That was great, talking about all the good things that they are doing right over there at the G. Frank Russell. So I'm having a problem getting away from that conversation. All right, here we go. Okay, let me start through this. Free tree giveaway. I thought this was terrific with all the trees that have come down in recognition of the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene, supporting ongoing efforts to revitalize our tree canopy in the hardest hit areas at the Greenwood County Farmers Market Saturday, September 27th. Now I realize that's like a month away, but I wanted to make sure you knew about this, 9 to 11. You can reserve, but it says you can reserve online today. treesupstate.org free trees. Again, that's treesupstate.org free trees. They'll have different types of trees available: pawpaw, black tupelo, crab apple, white oak, bald cypress, tulip, poplar, and eastern redbud. Limit 2 trees per household. But I think that's terrific. So that's Trees Upstate, and that is on September 27th. If you'd like to go ahead and reserve yourself a couple of trees, go to treesupstate.org free trees. But that's not till September 27th, but I wanted to get that out there. Also, the Fiddle and Bow tonight. Miss Wanda Johnson will be there. I wish I could go, but I'll be here doing Emerald football tonight because we're broadcasting Emerald football. That is in Honeypath. Red Door opens at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7. Cost is just $12. If you want to go see a great performer and get enthused with the blues, go see Miss Wanda Johnson. She will put on a great show for you. So that's another one that's coming up. I was looking for this one particular thing that I thought looked so interesting. Yeah, if your pet talked, would you like I don't know whether I'd like Penny to really talk or not. She observes a lot. Anyways, coming up Saturday morning, the Biscuit Wagon will return 7 a.m. to noon. We'll be opening the backyard up for mimosas and Bloody Marys. Come grab an amazing breakfast and stop to enjoy the backyard dog and family-friendly, fully fenced-in yard. Backyard that is the Harbor Light 96 wine, spirit, and beer store right there. So that's another one coming up. I guess I'm not going to be able to find that one. I did. Okay. All right. I cannot find what I had for you. I thought it looked like a neat event. Tune in tomorrow morning. I'll be sure to tell you. It's Representative Gagnon is doing this event, and they are having all kinds of wild animals. Now, one more topic, though, I wanted to go over because a post was put on Facebook. About joining the Emerald Booster Club, And Jonathan Bass, who is actually one of the coaches over there, was saying that we need more people to get involved, parents to be part of the Booster Club. He says there's all different levels to this, and he needs you to get involved. So how do you do that? There is actually an application right there on Facebook, but I'm sure you can just contact the Emerald Booster Club and get more information about that. But he is right. How can we expect our kids to give the best, right? To give the best if we're not, here we go, I'm finding it now. If we are not joining and doing what you need to do to show your support. This is the post that Jonathan Bass, who is actually a girls soccer coach over there, he goes, only 56 people have joined the Emerald Vikings Booster Club so far this year, and that's simply not enough for a community like ours. Our student athletes give everything they have on the field, in the gym, and in the classroom. They deserve to know their community is standing behind them. You can become a supporter for as little as $25. Every membership level makes a real difference, whether you're joining at Emerald Way, Viking Territory, Bronze, Silver, Gold, or going all in. This isn't about the sports. It's about showing our kids that their hard work matters and they're worth investing in, and that Emerald Viking spirit runs deep in Greenwood. Let's do better for them. Join today, share with a friend, and help us grow this booster club into something our athletes can be proud of. So, I'm sure you can, and it says, come on, Greenwood, sound the horn. So if you would like to be part of the Booster Club, I'm sure there is a website, a link here that goes to Google Docs, but I'm not going to give you that right here. But Emerald Vikings Booster Club, I'm sure there's information out there. But if your kid has brought you information home and you haven't signed up, if you're a grandparent, maybe you can kick in that $25 to help show the support to get these kids enthused about sports, because isn't that what we need? Yes, it is. Also, I forgot about this. The Conisty Dam is just about done. The forms have been removed from the dam, is fully exposed. We are working to clean up the seams where the forms intersected, and that will take time to bleach out and disappear. The lines will be visible for a few months, but they'll fade in time. Now we are preparing for the culvert abandonment, still slated for August 26th. And so this dam has made it. The schedule, this is really, really, really great. They are still got to do some grading and finishing up on the property. But I think the crisis has been averted on the Conisty Dam. We will not see any leaks, any breaking of the dam. They have completed the mission other than some final touch-ups. And I wanted to make sure that you knew about that, because that is pretty darn cool, All right, I found it. I knew if I talked long enough, I'd find it. Meet and greet fundraiser, Millie Wildlife Sanctuary. Come join us for a family-friendly fundraising in support of the Millie Wildlife Sanctuary. and the Abbeville Republican Party. Hosted by Representative Craig Gagnon, this special event will feature a meet and greet with some of our incredible exotic animals. Bring the kids, enjoy the fun, and see which amazing animal guests make an appearance at this event. It is from 10 to 12 and 5 to 7 this Saturday, August 23rd. It is at 805 East Greenwood Street, right there in Abbeville. It's Craig Gagnon's business. And so they would love for you to come out and meet and greet some exotic animals. Great fun for the kids. Again, 10 to 12 and 5 to 7. 10 to 12 and 5 to 7. So it really looks like a neat program. I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was pretty darn cool. And in my last closing things that I had for you here this morning, I did have one other thing. I have it right here. Yes, I have that. Yes. Okay, I'm talking about it again. It is Fan Appreciation Night at the Lawrence Speedway. Yes, August 23rd. They're going to have giveaways, three special half and half drawings, food specials, more giveaways for kids, much, much more to be posted later. Gates open at 5. Driver registration 5:30 to 6:15. Driver must be the one to sign in. Driver meeting at 6:30. Hot laps at 7. Racing to follow. So you can go in the pits. You can go in the stands. And this just is this just would be fun. The Lawrence County Speedway, the Darlington of dirt. I just love it. I just love it. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller. This is WCRS Radio. There are more events going on. You know, I know. These are just a few that I highlighted. I would really like you to come to the Veterans Hall of Heroes tomorrow at 2 o'clock and show your support of our veterans. It's a beautiful facility, the Greenwood GPA, Greenwood Performing Arts Building, right there on District 50's Greenwood High School. By the way, football is tonight. I think we go live somewhere around 1:45. This is before the game kickoff. They are going to be doing a pregame show, so make sure you tune in. Keep it tuned in right here on WCRS Radio. I'm Ann Eller, and it's another day right here on WCRS Radio. The weekend is here. August, we got just one more weekend. I got a great group of guests coming in next week, and things roll on. So stay tuned. Please check out the live videos. You can see them on Facebook, or you can see them on our website, WCRS1450am.net. Not bad for an old gal getting up every day and doing this job. A job I just happen to love. So, as we finish up here, the show is now ended. Cue the music. Cue the music. And let's say adieu. Have a great, great, great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody. Yep.